මේක ඇතුළට යන්න කලින් මේ එක්සෑම් එකක් තියෙනවා කරන්න.
Welcome to MapPin guys. ඔන්න අද අපි දෙන්න යනවා Central Deborah Gold Mine එක බලන්න. මේක තියෙන්නේ Bendigo වල. එතකොට මෙල්බන් වල ඉඳලා අපි travel කරන්න ඕනේ Bendigo වලට. ඔයාලට දැන් මෙතන තියෙන මේ tram line එක අපිට city tour එකක් යන්න පුළුවන් මේ tram එකෙන්. ඒක මෙතනින් තමයි පටන් ගන්න. ඊට පස්සේ තව මෙතන අපිට experience එකක් ගන්න පුළුවන් mine එක ඇතුළට ගිහිල්ලා අපි බලමු ගිහිල්ලා ඇතුළට මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. මොකද අපේ first time නේ. එහෙනම් යා.
මීටර් 60ක් අපිට මේ පොළොවේ මට්ටමේ ඉඳලා lift එකකින් පල්ලෙහාට අරන් ගිහිල්ලා තමයි tour එක කරනවා කිව්වේ. යන්කෝ බලන්න ඉස්සරහට. Shoes, so you can use your shoes. Yep, perfect. There's no toilets underground, so if you need the toilet, just there before you get down. If you could be just where those red seats are at about 5 minutes to 1 o'clock, and we'll ride to it.
Thank you.
So enjoy your tour. Me?
Okay.
මාමි අපි මේකට කළු ගල් කියලා කියන්නේ සතරන් නෙමෙයි දෙන්නේ. මේ ලිෆ්ට් එක ඊට කලින් මම එකපාරක් පතලකට බහලා තියෙනවා මේ බෝගල මින්රම් පතලට. ඒකේ කොහමද සී ලෙවල් එකෙන් යටටත් යනවා. මට මීටර් ගානක් මතක නැහැ මේකේ.
450කට මම දැක්කේ.
61ක් නේ.
අපි යන්නේ 61ක්. මේකේ ෆුල් ඩෙප්ත් එක මම හිතන්නේ 450ක් මම දැක්කේ. ගොඩාක්.
බලමුද යනකොට කියයිනේ.
අනිත් එක එද්දී එයාලා කියනවා අපිට මේ covered shoes දාගෙන එන්න.
ඊට පස්සේ මම හිතන්නේ අර මේ කොහොමද hazards වලට මොකද full cover වෙලා තියෙන්න ඕනේ කියලානේ කියන්නේ safety shoe නැතුව full cover shoes කියලා කිව්වේ දාගෙන ඉන්න.
ඒ අර slippers මුකුත් නැතුව සාමාන්‍ය අපි දාන normal shoes දාගෙන එන්න. ඊට පස්සේ warm clothes තමයි යාලා recommend කරන්නේ. ඇතුළේ සීතල ඇති අපිට කවදාද ඉතින් underground ගිහින් නැහැ නේ ගිහිල්ලාම බලමු නේ.
කොහොමද බෑග් එක දාගෙන ආවුඩිය.
එහෙනම් යා.
කැඩිලා
අනිත් පැත්තට වැටුණා. අපි ඇතුළට ආවා. මෙතන මොනවා හරි ඉන්ෆර්මේෂන් සෙෂන් එකක් තියෙනවා. ඊට පස්සේ තමයි මම හිතන්නේ අපිට යන්න පුළුවන්.
මේක ඇතුළට යන්න කලින් මේ එක්සෑම් එකක් තියෙනවා කරන්න දැන් ඔක්කොම එකට වාඩිලා
එක භාෂා වලින් තියෙනවා සිංහල භාෂාව නැහැ.
තියෙන්නේ ප්‍රශ්න පත්‍ර තමන්ගේ භාෂාවෙන් තෝරගන්න පුළුවන්. හින්දි තියෙනවා, ස්පැනිෂ්, ජපනීස්, චයිනීස්, ජර්මන්, ෆ්‍රෙන්ච්, ඉතාලියන්.
Now when you checked in at the front desk today, folks, they should have told you about this video we're about to watch. It goes for 5 minutes. It has important safety information that you all need to know to go underground with me today. This is a real mine. You're all going to have to follow mining regulations, so please pay attention to the video. Once it's done, we're going to go straight out these black doors here. We're going to go straight underground. There are no toilet stops from now on. Are we all ready? Cool.
Welcome to Central Deborah Gold Mine. Did you know that the Central Deborah is just one of over 5,500 gold mines which operated in Bendigo during the gold rush?
929 kilograms of gold was extracted from this mine. We're going to take you underground to see exactly where that gold came from, how it was extracted, and what life as a gold miner was really like.
Okay everyone, we're all about to head into a hard rock quartz mine. To make sure you know what quartz is, the white rock just there is quartz with the plaque on it. All of Australia's gold starts in quartz, so does most of the world's gold. Keep it in mind. Come in, head down to the first light to the yellow sign. Wait there for me, please.
back there.
I'm going to come down on the right hand side to the front of the group. Once I'm at the front, everyone can follow me down a bit further. Come down this way. Good. Okay, we're going to stop here, folks. Alright everyone, you've just watched the video. A few extra things I need to add in. Grab a helmet with a light on it. Red button on top of the black light. Press it 3 times before you put the helmet on your head. Then leave the light alone the whole way through on the tour. That way you'll be able to see where you're going, see what I'm talking about, but you're not going to be blinding each other and me the whole way through. I will turn my light on and off on the way through the tour to save your eyes. You leave it on. White helmets for all the adults to start with. Small children with small heads can grab a blue helmet straight away. You adjust the helmets with the dial at the back like the video showed you. If you've done it all the way up, it's still loose on your head, not sure, anything like that, come and see me straight away. That's the quickest way to get it fixed, okay? If you want to use a hairnet, they're in an ore truck just around the corner here. Grab one and use one if you want to, okay? Come around the corner, get yourself fitted out with a hard hat. Once you've done that, come over this side and wait over here. Quicker we get this done, more stuff we get to see.
Blue one, take the blue one. I just put this one.
Get a blue one.
මේක මෙතනට දාලා මම තද කරන්න තියෙනවා.
Just put your hand in it.
Yeah, you can come up this way, we can come back up. Alright folks, if you want to sneak through here and jump in and grab one, make sure you're moving up a little bit folks, just grab one, keep moving. If you've got your helmets and your lights on, you can wait over here, okay?
මගේ පස්සු වෙනවද?
Now,
දැන් අපි අතට යන්නේ.
children on the tour today, that's great.
On the
Yes. So we're ready to go, boss. We're running late. Oh, yeah.
මේගොල්ලන්ට යන්න දීලා පිටිපස්සෙන් නගන.
Kami ayna ka din.
ඔව්නේ. ඔව් අයිනට.
My group, are we all ready to go?
Yes.
Cool. As soon as Nathan's group's out of the way, we're going to go and we're going to head straight there. My group, let's go. Let's get down there.
නෑ මේ පැත්ත.
In you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go.
මං හිතුවා මීට වැඩිය වේගෙන් යනවා ඇති කියලා.
ඒක වේගෙන් යනවා.
How far? We're going 61 metres down. 61 metres. So remember the tower up the top, you walk under, 3 of those deep. That's not very far really.
Same lift?
Same lift up.
දැන් buildings 22ක් යටට building wise ගන්න.
24 day.
22ද?
24 one.
Is that 24 buildings or 22? 22. 22 buildings down. 61 meters.
So the oxygen level must be less. Good.
Yeah, oxygen level. Yeah.
Now you come, what's your step?
Hold hand now. Daddy ka hand.
I'm going to hold this door open for you all. I'd like you to come through single file, please. I'd like you to head to the ore truck. It's a big square thing there with 4 wheels. You can't miss it, it's right in the middle. Wait for me at the ore truck, please. Yep, that one there. Once you're all through the door, hold it open. I'm going to go back to the door. I'll meet you at the ore truck up there.
එන්නකො. ඔය විදිහට තමයි දැන් අපිව පේන්නේ. ඔය අල්ලන්න වගේ ඕන. ඔය විදිහට තමයි පේන්නේ. දැන් අපි ඉන්නේ 61 meters underground. මේ පොළොව තෙතයි.
වතුර
හැබැයි ෂෝක්. මේක ඒ කියන්නේ වෙනස්ම එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එකක්.
Looking over here, and everyone can move up. I want everyone to see, so make sure you're not blocking anyone. You've got to be looking over here. You can't go past these two cliffs, okay? I'll get you to stand back a little bit, sir, because they're all these cliffs, so that's fine. Welcome underground, everyone. You're all now standing 61 metres straight down from where you were before. At the moment, you're standing in what we call a plat. Plat is a Cornish term from Cornwall in England. It means open space. You have a little bit more space here so we can load and unload things coming down the shaft in front of you here. The shaft here was the only way in and out of this mine when it was a working operating gold mine between 1939 and December of 1954. Remember those two cages I pointed out at the top that we saw? They operate in these two middle compartments. They're called the working compartments. As one cage goes up, the other one goes down at the same time. You can bring things underground while taking things out at the same time. Efficiency means money. The whole shaft in there is lined with timber. The timber is red gum. Red gum loves the wet conditions. Keep it wet, won't rot down or degrade. Some of the timber in there was installed in 1941 and it's still fine. Red button in the middle. If you press that, it rings a bell on every level of the mine and up on the surface. Bells are how they communicate. It's like Morse code for mining. Every level has its own code. Every command has its own code. We still use bells to this day because we still use the cages. They all still work. Anytime we're using the cages, we use the bells to tell the driver up the top where we want the cage to go, to stop, when we want it to come back up to the surface. If you want to go below level 3 in this mine, but you don't want to go for a cage ride, you've got that one there. It's called the manway. It's got ladders all the way from the surface to level 17 in the old days. Okay, is anyone on this tour a trained geologist, a geotechnical engineer, a professional miner or a professional prospector?
Just a civil engineer.
Yeah, geological and geotechnical engineer is a little bit different, but all right. I ask that to every group that I have. See if I've got any experienced professionals on the tour. Sometimes I do have some. But we're going to talk geology next, and I'm going to start really easy for everyone. Quartz in this mine is good. Everything else that's not quartz is bad. The reason is that gold that you're going to find in a mine like this is only ever going to be found in quartz. So the quartz is good. That's where the gold is. That's where the money is. Everything else down here, no chance of gold, nothing of value. It's junk and it's in our way. If you remember that on this tour today, you'll be fine. I'm paid to give you more technical detail than that. So here we go. Have a look around you. What you're looking at the moment is the waste. In mining, we call this mullock. Really what you're looking at here is either sandstone or slate. Sandstone, like that stuff right there, it's going to cover over 90% of the waste you're going to see on this tour today in Bendigo. 5 to 7 times harder than concrete, very hard rock. You'll also see some slate on occasion, line of slate just through here. Slate's going to cover 5 to 6% of the waste you're going to see. You can often just break bits of it out with your fingers and hands and snap it off. Big difference in strength between the two. Both of them are sedimentary rocks. What that means is they're formed at the bottom of an ocean. These ones are formed between 480 to 500 million years ago. Formed from sand, sediment, dirt, washed off the landmass of a time into the ocean, settles to the ocean floor, cemented in place in different layers over millions of years worth of pressure pushing down on it. Jump forward a bit to about 440 million years ago. Lots of pressure coming in from the east and the west, all down the east coast of Australia. Has everyone here heard about the continental drift? Continental shelves, tectonic plates drifting, moving. When they crash into each other, we get earthquakes. So the rocks have to go somewhere. They go up. That's how mountains are created. The Great Dividing Range runs all the way down the east coast of Australia and curls up in Victoria. Started to be created around 440 million years ago when the shelf of New Zealand crashed into the shelf of Australia. The rocks went up. Same thing happening in Bendigo, because Bendigo is part of the Great Dividing Range. Pressure coming in from the east and the west forces sandstone and slate start rising up, buckling, folding up into what we call a saddle formation. This is a baby Bendigo mine. Most mines like this got to 800 metres deep in Bendigo, and the deepest mine like this in Bendigo was 1,406 metres deep in the 1890s. This is a baby. Lunch. This is where you came for a lunch break. You worked an 8-hour shift underground. You had a half-hour paid lunch break. You had to stay underground for the whole 8 hours of your work day. Main reason for that was security. Every time you go out of this mine, there's a chance you might try and steal gold from this mine. They don't like it when you steal gold from the mine. They want to minimise that risk as much as they possibly can. They would strip search you after every single shift. They would watch you in the shower, go through clothes while you're in the shower, do a general body search on you when you got out of the shower. If they catch you trying to steal gold from this mine, you lose your job straight away. You go to jail for 6 months to 2 years. When you get out of jail, you're never going to get another job in mining ever again. In Victoria, sometimes even further afield than that. Miners travel, word spreads, your name's blacklisted. Harsh punishments for miners who tried to steal gold and got caught. This compartment would be filled up with fresh water. That one's really easy. This one, unscrew the canister, fill it up with calcium carbide, a mix of limestone and coking coal. It's been through a chemical process. Tiny little hole, just below my little finger there. We're going to put this one in the other one. Water's going to drip through the hole, mix with the calcium carbide. A chemical reaction forms acetylene gas. Gas comes up and out the end of a spout, light it up. 15 times brighter than a candle, so it's a good light source. Tells you about air quality. The flame needs oxygen to burn, we need oxygen to breathe. Burns pretty clean, not much smoke. Really handy to light your fuses on your explosives. Whether you're doing the regular work or the dangerous work, you're going to be blowing rock apart with explosives every single day you're at work in this mine if you want to get paid. Room on the right hand side is our function room. You are not going in there because you haven't paid enough to go in there. We have kids' birthday parties, weddings underground, business functions. If you want to hire that room out, after the tour, talk to the front desk. Let's go, it's got nothing to do with mining and you haven't paid enough to go in there. Toilet situation just there, don't sit on it, don't use it. Alright, we're going to talk about these next, okay? So come in underneath the timbers, find a spot. We're going to talk about rock support next, how we keep the mine safe. If the rock starts to move, puts pressure on the timbering, all of it starts to stress, creak, groan, make a lot of noise. If we heard that as miners in the old days, we run for our lives as quick as we can to the exit. It means it's going to collapse. You do not want to be underneath it when it does. This is what they had in the old days, so it's what they did. These days we do it differently. We use modern rock support, like this one here. This is called the split set. These came out in Australia in 1981. When they did, they revolutionised rock support in the mining industry. The round bit in the middle of a square is the pin. It's 6 foot deep into the rock, made of spring steel, big split down one side of it, hence the name split set. All along that 6 foot of length being of spring steel, that pin is trying to spring back out to its normal shape. That pushes out, that tightens the rock up, holds the rock in place. Each one of these in good condition holds 5 to 7 tonnes of rock in place. It's a much better way of doing it. These are what's keeping the rocks from falling on your head and killing you today, okay? You'll see them all the way through on the tour. You've got nothing to worry about down here. No rock's going to fall on your head. I will personally promise you that because I'm the one who goes through here and takes the loose rocks out before they become a risk of falling on your head. How many of you asked whether this mine was safe when you bought your ticket today? Or yesterday online? No one? No one ever asks. You all assume that we're safe because we're open, don't you? And we're in Australia, they must be safe. WorkSafe have been shutting down a lot of underground tourist mines in the last 5 years. There's no difference between a tourist mine and the rules they have to follow to be safe compared to richest gold mine in the world, half an hour's drive that way. They have to follow the same rules that we do, okay? So WorkSafe have been shutting down underground tourist mines, so be aware. They shut down Sovereign Hill 5 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, really. Sovereign Hill were told to ring here to find out how to do it properly. Anyway, we're ready to keep going, or are there any questions? That's an old drill hole. That was where they packed the explosives to blow it out. Yeah. So yeah, you'll see these along the way. There's a bit, another one there. So you'll see them along the way, the old drill steel holes, where they've drilled the holes in there, packed it full of explosives to blow it apart. Yep. Okay, round the corner here to the left. Here's the reef, here's the gold. Come in, find a spot where you can see in a window, find some gold. Should not have any problem finding gold in those 3 windows there. There's at least $25,000 worth of gold between the three of them. Now be nice to each other. I want everyone to see in the window and see some gold at some stage. So get up as close as you like, take as many photos and videos as you like. If you can't see in there at the back of the group, spread out behind the group. If there's someone waiting patiently behind you, after a little while, have a good look, but let them go in and have a look too, please. What you've got here behind these three windows is a small part of a saddle reef. This is only a tiny bit of a reef here. Saddle reefs start thin on the legs at the sides. As they curl up and over into the anticlinal fold, they tend to get bigger and bigger and bigger and thicker and thicker and thicker. The peak of a reef is called the cap of a reef. You're looking at the cap of a saddle behind these three windows. Below the cap in centre country, biggest, thickest area of quartz on a saddle reef. Those areas can get up to 15 metre wide by 15 metre high bodies of quartz. Compressed air and the water down the pipes from the surface. Run the fresh water through the drill, through the hollow drill steel into the hole we're drilling as we're drilling it. That makes the drill work quicker. 1.5 metres deep in about 10 minutes with this one. Nice side effect for the miner's health. Water going into the hole, mixes up with the dust, controls the dust on the ground in a muddy paste. It's not floating, we're not breathing it in, we're not going to get silicosis with this one if we use it properly. This one still goes, and I'm going to run it for you. It's going to be over 100 decibels, and I'm going to run it for at least 30 seconds because it's my favourite thing in the whole mine. It's going to be super loud. Kids, I want to see you all with your fingers in your ear holes. Adults, I would recommend that you block your ears as well. I know we've got a lot of small children on the tour. If you've got a small child and you would prefer to block the child's ears rather than your own, you can do that, it's fine, I'm not going to tell you off. If you would rather video the machine operating, that's fine. I'm not going to tell you off. But it's going to be real noisy for 30 seconds and I'm running it either way. Are you all ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. Block your ears if you're going to block them. Pretty noisy. Most miners were deaf. You might be using one of these next to 4 or 5. Okay, blast patterns, explosives. Couldn't just drill the holes anywhere, have to drill them in a special pattern. 3 patterns on the wall in front of you here, but we're going to focus on the middle one today. It's called the burn cut. Now can you all see the big hole in the centre? That's the post hole. As big as you can see it on the outside here, that hole goes straight in 2 metres deep, and that's where a rock is going to get blasted to. Okay? Now the explosions on this one, first 3 sticks, pick them up, put them in the hole by hand, one after the other. Last one to go in is called a primer. You need 3 things for a primer. You need a stick of gelignite, you need a 2 metre long safety fuse. Safety fuse has gunpowder inside it to keep it burning once you light it in the damp conditions down here. And you need a detonator. I'm going to show you all the detonator. So there's your detonator. It's like a cap from a cap gun with much more gunpowder in it. Goes off with a bigger bang. The first thing we do, we get our detonator, we put it on the end of a safety fuse and we crimp it in place with a pair of tongs to get it nice and secure. We then make a hole in the end of a jelly stick with a sharp piece of wood. Gelignite's like a hard stiff putty. Once we've done that, we carefully get the end of a safety fuse with a detonator, carefully insert it into the hole in the jelly stick, tighten up the jelly around it with the thumb and forefinger. That's a primer. Primer goes in the hole last, and we hang the fuse out of the hole. You have to count them as they went off. You can be listening for them though. You would be feeling the percussion hits coming through you with the plat. So, 2/10 to the 15 tonne are going to be big pieces, no bigger than the size of your head, because they haven't had misfires in the previous shift. Pick the big pieces up with your hands, throw them in the ore truck over there. Ore truck there holds 1/2 tonne, 500 kilos. Rest of it, gelignite's done the job really well. Shattered the rock up into small fine pieces. The 2 miners pick up their banjo shovels, they scrape the shattered rock up and they throw it in the ore truck over there. 2 good miners. Fill that truck up with those methods with half a tonne in about 10 minutes by hand. If they've got 15 tonne to move, they've got at least 30 to do. They removed over 64,000 tonnes of quartz from this mine and over 40,000 tonne of waste from this mine by hand. That's over 100,000 tonne of material that was taken out from this mine by hand. Every bit of it loaded up into a truck by hand. Every truck was pushed out by a man. Some mines had lots of money and they could get a machine like this one. This is a rocker shovel. These came out in 1938. This mine started in 1939. So these were available when this mine was operating, but they were very expensive. This mine did not have the money for them. Big bucket at the front, run-off compressed air, air lines hanging off it, higher compression, higher power, higher noise, quicker it goes. Weighs just under 2 tonne, so the weight of a small car. Controller with the 2 handles on the side. Front handle, forwards and backwards. Back handle, bucket at the front, up and over, dumps the rock into the truck, goes back down. 3 to 4 full buckets into the truck, push it out, done. 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes to fill up a truck with one of these. Much quicker way of doing it, but they didn't have the money for these in this one. They did it by hand. So, you're all contract machine miners now, I guess. I've given you the crash course. You're ready to go to work next week. $3,500 to $4,000 a week. Imagine all the cool Minecraft junk you could buy with that.
ස්ටඩි මඩවල තියෙන අනිවාර්යෙන් මේ බූට්ස් දාගෙන ආව නම් හොඳයි කියලා හිතෙනවා. අපි දෙන්නම සුදු සපත්තු දෙකක් දාන්න ආවේ. ගිහිල්ලා හොදන්න වෙනවායි.
Okay, finish inside. Well done.
Thank you.
Head inside and we all ready? On the way up, turn your lights off on the way up, but leave your helmets on. We're not out of mine yet. Here we go, 3, 2, 1.
Right, like the Malcolm show.
Let's come, take your helmets off. Put the helmets in your truck over here. And then come over to the left-hand side, please. Well done. You made it. Sorry, guys. Let's go. Come on. Don't wash your hands. He didn't even pick up any rock. I don't know.
එළිය රස්නේ.
Out you come. Well done.
Thank you so much.
That's all right. Hang around for a minute. I just want to say goodbye to you all. Okay. Well done. You did it. We got through, didn't we? Well done. Good job. I didn't want to kick you off. Well done.
එක්ස්පිරියන්ස් එක ගන්න ෂෝක් කනේ. අපි හිතපු විදිහටම තිබුණා. අපි ඉගෙන ගත්ත දේවල් තියෙනවා. මෙයා කියන දේවල් අපිට අවශ්‍ය දේවල් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා. හරි ෂෝක්. මේ ඉතින් හොඳයි. මෙතන අනිවාර්යෙන් එන්න ඕන තැන නේ. බය හිතුන්නේ පොඩ්ඩක්වත් ඇතුලේ.
මේ වින්ටර් එකේ වැඩි සමය ගියවත් හොඳයි. මොකද ඇතුලේ පට්ට සීතල පට්ට කියන්නේ දැන් වින්ටර් එකේ ගන්නටම සීතල ඇතුලේ.
ඔව් ඒ වුණාට හැබැයි ඔහොම හිටියන්නේ.
මේ දැන් සමයකින්ද වෙන්න ඇති. ඉතින් මං හිතන්නේ වින්ටර් එකේ වැඩි සීතල ඇති.
ඔව් 14 degrees කිව්වා.
ඔව් ඒ අද වෙන්නේ මම හිතන්නේ.
අපි කෝකරස් මේ නෑ ඒක ඇතුළේ කොහොමද 14 degrees කිව්වා.
එහෙමද? එළියට එද්දි කොහොම හරි රස්නේ.
ඔව් අපි කෝකරත් රෙඩි වෙලා ආවේ. සුදු සපත්තු දාගෙන ඉන්න පස්සේ ඇතුළේ මඩ තියෙනවා. මම ඉතින් පොඩ්ඩක් එහෙම කකුල තියාගෙන කොහොමද පැන පැන ගියා. මම පාරණ දෙකක් දාගෙන උස්සඩි පාවහන් දෙකක් දාන්න ආවේ. හරි ෂෝ. අපි හිතුවේ නෑ මේක මෙච්චර ඉන්ටරෙස්ටිං වෙයි කියලා. හැබැයි නේ හරි වටිනවා.
ඔව් දැන් බඩගින්නක් තියෙනවා. කාලා අර මේ ගෝල් කෑල්ලක් යා.
අපි දැන් නම් ගොඩක් එන්ජොයි කරලා ට්‍රිප් එක. එන්නේ ඒගොල්ලෝ. ඇවිල්ලා ගෝල් ගත්ත නැත්නම් හරියට අපි මේ ගෝල් බාස් ගන්න යන්නේ.
අපි ලෝලි මිලා හම්බුනා.
වෙන එකක් කරනවාද කියලා බැලුවේ. නෑ කමන්නේ මේක.
මෙතන මයිලෝ තියෙනවා.
එපා.
මේක ප්‍රශ්නේ. ඒක නිසා අපි හිතුවා චොක්ලට් එකක්. චොක්ලට්.
මම
dairy milk ice cream.
සුපර් චොකෝලට් එකක්.
caramel.
කැරමල්ද?
ඔය කලේ caramel.
නෑ කැරමල් නෙමෙයි මේ සුපර් චොක්ලට් තියෙන්නේ.
අපි සුවනියස් මොකද ගත්තේ නැහැ මොකද වීඩියෝ එකනේ අපි සුවනිය ඒක නිසා අපි ස්කෙටින් ගත්තේ නැහැ.
What is this for? That's real gold, yeah. So it's rolled into gold leaf, and then it's in a water and glycerin mix, so it looks like it's gold.
Okay. So just to keep it in house.
You're gonna have to try it.
Yeah. Okay.
ඉන්න තරම් බෝතලයක් ගත්තා.
Okay. Do you have any real gold jewelries here?
Over in the back panel.
That the pink and
The heart shapes?
Heart shapes.
I think there are some heart-shaped ones over there. Yeah. So Adults pay trying to put this through first.
No, that's
So how many adults here? So just a gold medal and a 2 ice cream. And I've got $27 for those ones. So there we are.
එච්චර වටින ගෝල්ඩ් ඩොලර් 15කට දෙන්න ඇයිද? දැන් සංස්කෘතියට early birthday gift එකක් දෙන්න යන්නේ.
ඊට පස්සේ කොහොමද පස්සෙත් ආයි දෙන්න වෙනවා.
මෙතන තියෙනවා මේ real gold jewelry.
අතරම බෝතලේ වැඩක් නෑ මම
කවන්නේ නැද්ද ගත්තා?
මේ චූටි කෑල්ල මෙච්චර ගන්න.
සංස්කෘතියට මට early birthday gift එකක් දෙන්න. The chain is also gold, right?
It's gold plated.
Okay. Do you think that it goes off somewhere?
No, it's pretty. It doesn't really lose its colour or stay or anything. So it's also the yin and yang, or
Yeah, yeah.
like. Happy with that one?
Yeah.
Hang up the front counter for you.
Second.
So it's just $139.95. Pay your card. Very nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
Yes, so that's Swarovski crystal, and that's the 24 karat gold.
Thank you.
Here's the receipt.
Thank you.
එයාට එයාගේ අයිස්ක්‍රීම් එක හුඟක් රහයි කියලා තව කන්න හරි එහෙනම් මේ වීඩියෝ එක මෙතන ඉවර කරනවා. මොකද මේ
ඉන්න ටික ඔක්කොම බැලුවා නේද?
දැක්කනේ අන්න එහෙමයි මේ මයින් එක අපිට ලංකාවේදී අපිට ලංකාවේ මයින් එකට යන්න බැරි වෙලා තියෙනවා.
මම නම් ගිහින් තියෙනවා ගෝල්ඩ් නැහැ. ඉතින් ලංකාවේ ගෝල්ඩ් මයින් නම් නෙමෙයි. බෝගල් ග්‍රැෆයිට් එකට ගිහින් තියෙනවා මම.
හරි ෂෝ. අපි යාළු දෙනෙක්.
ඉතින් මේ ලංකාවට ආයි ගියාම try එකක් දෙන්න.
ඔව් ආසයි යන්න හැබැයි. මං ගිහිල්ලාම නෑ. එහෙනම් thank you so much ඔබට අපිට කිව්වලා හිටියට. අපි දැන් ගොඩක් enjoy කරපු.
මේ පාරන මෙයා මේ අර ලිෆ්ට් එක එහෙම උඩට ගත්ත කේබල් රන් කරපු මේ මැෂින්ස්. එහෙනම්
ඔයාලගේ ideas මතකද කමෙන්ට් කරන්න. එන්න අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම Central Deborah
Gold Mine Bendigo. ෂෝක් එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් එක බබාලටත් හොඳයි. අවුරුදු 3ට වැඩි වෙන්න ඕනේ බබාලා. Thank you so much. ඊළඟ සතියේ තව වීඩියෝ එකකින් හම්බ වෙනකම්. ගිහින්
Bye.